Hello, everybody. Today, my Bible verse art is coming from Mark 4, verse 21. He also said to them, "Is a lamp brought to be put under a basket under a bed? Isn't it to be put on a lampstand? Therefore, nothing is hidden that will not be revealed, and nothing concealed that will not be brought to light." At church this weekend, we sang "This Little Light of Mine," and I was inspired by that. So I'm using this new stamp from Art by Marlene. I thought it was perfect. It reminded me of fireflies, and I decided to go ahead and do that. So I'm not using digital art like I have been the last couple weeks. I'm actually stamping. And I wanted to show you how I re-ink my ink pads because this one was pretty dry. I'm using a StazOn ink because I am using a new type of medium to color today. I did not gesso my paper. I wasn't quite sure how my markers would react on the gessoed surface, so I opted to do it raw. And it did bleed through the back, but that's okay. I wouldn't recommend that for you if you really care about like your Bible and you want it to keep it pristine. Mine is not in pristine condition, so for me, I didn't really mind that it bled through. But when if I decide to do something on the back side, I definitely will gesso it so it doesn't leak through, and that should camouflage some of whatever design is left over. I originally wanted to put my little fairy in the jar and let her be the little light. But then I thought, you know what? These would be great fireflies instead. So I opted to do that, and I just based it off of that. This was such a fun page to do. The StazOn ink is again what I'm doing on this. I'm really pressing. If you notice, I do have a foam pad underneath of my Bible page because there needs to be some cushion since this is a clear mounted stamp in order for it to stamp properly. And I like to work in odd numbers, so 2 didn't seem right to me. I really wanted 3 in the jar. I never have even numbers on my papers with anything. And then this is a really fun chicken wire type deal. I thought that would be awesome, kind of all over the page. I used StazOn ink again, I used archival ink again. And I'll have all of this that I can find listed for you down below. And also, if I can't find the direct link, I will list for you in the description box the place you can go to find this. But I will do my best to find you a direct link to everything that I am using. So at first I put it on my stamp mount and I just stamp in some random spots because I don't want it to take over. I just want it to add a little bit of embellishment to this. And since I'm not using digital art, I like to use the clear stamps so I can see exactly where it's going and I don't stamp over on images that I have to color on, but that's just kind of my thing. Some people don't care. For this particular page, I really did care. So I end up doing this on the mount, and then in a minute you're going to see I take it off and I just want to do pieces of it here and there. And there's a peek at a page you haven't seen yet, I don't think. Let me know down below if you want to see a walkthrough of what my Bible. It's not complete yet. I have a lot to do, but I do have some pages in here you guys have not seen. So if you guys want a Bible walkthrough as of right now, let me know down below and I'll try to get that up in the next week or two if you guys want to see it. If not, I'll wait until the end of the year to get one done, and I'll probably continue to do one at the end of every year because goodness knows it's going to take years for me to fill this up. So it'll just keep growing with me. All right, and then from here I put my date that I completed this Bible art on. I find that really helpful because as I am looking through my Bible, and this has been true the last couple years, if I don't know the date, then I can, when I put the date, I reflect upon what was going on in my life, and it helps me kind of see where God's working. So that's why I like to use the date. Also, let's be real, your art is different year to year, and it's kind of nice to see where you've improved. For me, that's the case. I know that's not what this is about, but that's also helpful to me. All right, so I'm using these markers. They're right out of my stash. I wasn't even sure if they were water-based or if they were alcohol-based, but I wanted to give it a try. I figured the StazOn would be good. It is. I think that these are water-based markers. It did cause the paper to, I think it's called peeling a little bit, but not horrible. I ended up liking the result on this, but it was so flat and one-dimensional. My intention was to get this colored in and then hand write my title, which is risky for me because I do not like my handwriting, but I really wanted to hand write it because I think that's important to have in your Bible for future generations to see. It's fun to see your handwriting. My grandma on my dad's side did not like her handwriting, but I love it because I don't know, there's just something so cool about seeing that. So, always try to make an attempt to handwrite, even if you don't like your handwriting. It's important. So I'm just using some Simon Hurley dye ink because, like I said, the page looked a little boring to me still. And I'm like, you know what? I need to get some more color on here. I really probably could have left it at that point, but I tend to just go overboard on everything. Why settle for less when you can just do more? So I did use his 3 yellow-based colors, Sike, Over the Moon, and I forgot the name of the other one, but I'll have it listed for you down below. No, it's cute. I like it. But then once I get done with it, I realize, oh, you know what? I probably need to add a little bit more because this is still too much of a one-note page. So that's the Sike one. It has more of a green undertone to it, but I really like it. I did go ahead and mist the paper down to get that paper to move. And then I pull out my heated tool because I want to make sure I get it nice and dry before I move on. Whenever you are drying something, make sure you flip it over and dry the backside as well. Okay, so I'm left-handed, which means I write, for me, at a complete angle. And I'm using this really great, it's FUDE ball pen. I'll have the link for you down below. I love this pen just to write in my little verse. And from there, I'm going to pop on those cute little dots. And then finally, before I do that though, I want to add a little bit of something to ground it. So I'm using my Dina Wakley gloss spray in black, and I'm just flicking it all over. I really love what that looks like. I'm a big flicker. Are you a flicker? Let me know if you're a flicker. And then from there, I'm going to add those little manual dots. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, let me just take this opportunity to ask you to do so if you like content like this. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, because the YouTube algorithm gods love that. And then hit that notification bell if you, so you can know when I have a new video coming out. I like to release these on Thursdays. That's been the standard. So we'll see how, I hope to continue doing that. But anyway, all right, I'm finishing off with a little bit of glitter because I wanted to add some dots to that really sweet jar up there. And this page will then be complete. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really hope you enjoyed this video, and join me next week. I'm trying to mix in some other things besides just the digital art so you can see other ways that you can use your Bible. Until next time, I'm Betsy Golden. Happy crafting.